A world where the light of 1,000-year reign begins to flicker. Its sacred halls, once radiant with divine harmony, now trembling under new shadows. A wolf emerges from desolate sands, prowling through the ruins that once resounded with songs of redemption. Its crescent banners rising over transformed temples. A lion stirs in the heart of an ancient empire, its roar reshaping thrones into seats of unyielding decree, its symbols blending with relics of forgotten glory. This is no mere tale of beasts. Unfurl the ancient words of Revelation, where the prophecy of 1,000 years repeats 6 times in 7 verses, each mention leaping forth as if to demand belief in its literal truth. Yet voices within the faithful waver. Some call this millennium symbolic, a poetic flourish, even as they cling to the literal 3.5 years of tribulation, 1,260 days, 42 months, a time, times, and dividing of time, etched 5 times in the same book with unwavering precision. Curiously, those who see the 1,000 years as literal often place it in a distant future, preached from pulpits adorned with flags of nations yet to face the storm, scoffing at the notion that this reign might already lie in our past, its fulfillment obscured. But what if the truth lies in a deliberate conflation? What if 4 overlapping 1,000-year eras, woven into the so-called Dark Ages, bear the undeniable marks of a past millennial kingdom? Their grandeur hidden by a false historical narrative. From majestic architectures to sacred domes, from Western basilicas to Eastern crescents, these periods stand as no coincidence, each a testament to a reign fulfilled, then buried. Long ago, a stone, Jesus Christ himself, struck the empires of old, shattering their foundations, as foretold in Daniel's vision, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled, and when the 1,000 years are expired, marking both its reality and its end. But as its light dimmed, the wolf and lion divided its inheritance, their deceptions paving the way for a season of subtle yet profound transformation. What lies buried beyond mere memories? What vast legacies were erased, waiting for those bold enough to seek them? Hey, welcome back. And if this is your first time, welcome to Humanly Curious. This is where we explore the fringe and the mysterious and we chase after the weird, the wild, and the what ifs. I'm just a regular guy, not AI, fighting back against the robot takeover of YouTube. If you're jumping in now, please be sure to watch parts 1 through 4 for the full journey. The playlist will be linked down below. We're building directly off of part 4, where we left off pondering about a wolf and a lion that emerged after Christ's hidden 1,000-year reign. In the event that near 5-minute uber-long intro did not let on, the wolf represents Islam, the lion, Catholicism, powers that rose to reshape the millennial landscape. This is Little Season Eschatology, Islam, Catholicism, and the Millennial Kingdom, Part 5, inspired by and in collaboration with fellow YouTuber, researcher, and eschatologist Jason Jack. We'll journey through prophetic symbols coming to life, historical takeovers that altered sacred sites, and the deceptive rise of these entities in the little season. We'll stay open-minded, but rooted in Scripture. All right, let's dive in. Briefly returning to the heart of the Millennial Kingdom, where, as we explored in Part 4, the Byzantine Empire stood as a reflection of Christ's 1,000-year reign, its golden domes and sacred art testifying to a time of divine restoration. Picture mosaics of saints, their halos aglow, and angels watching over a renewed earth where believers, the lambs of Jesus Christ, the Lamb of God, rose, and the first resurrection. This was the first resurrection, which means it's not the last. A pivotal moment that reshaped the world. These glorified saints, led by the judges of the 12 tribes of Israel, as promised in Matthew 19, verse 28, and John 21, verses 15's call to feed the lambs, were central to rebuilding a new world and spreading the gospel. This tale opens in a time of profound harmony, as foretold in Isaiah 65, verse 25, where the wolf and the lamb feed side by side, and the lion turns to straw like the gentle ox, a vivid picture of the millennial kingdom's peace after the great judgments. Isaiah 11, verse 6 expands this vision, with the wolf dwelling peacefully with the lamb, the leopard lying down with the young goat, and the calf alongside the lion, all under the rule of the righteous. But this tranquility is not eternal. It's a prelude to a shift. Daniel 7, verse 12 reveals that while the beasts of empire lose their dominion, their lives are prolonged for a season and a time, allowing traces of their power to continue into what follows the millennium. Enter the beasts themselves, as Daniel 7 unveils them in a night vision. First, a lion with eagle's wings, its wings eventually plucked, lifting it to stand like a man with a human heart, symbolizing an empire's transformation and enduring spirit. Then a bear, raised up on one side, gripping 3 ribs in its mouth, commanded to devour much flesh, representing unbalanced might and conquest. A leopard follows, swift with 4 wings of a bird and 4 heads, dominion granted to its multifaceted rule. And finally, a dreadful fourth beast, strong and terrible, devouring and breaking all before it with iron teeth. The fourth beast, representing the Roman Empire, entwined with the unfaithful house of Israel, the harlot, was utterly destroyed in Revelation's cataclysmic judgments, as Daniel 7 verse 11 foretells. But the other three beasts, lion, bear, leopard, had their lives prolonged, their essence lingering into the little season. Who were these animals seen in Daniel's and Isaiah's visions that entered the millennial kingdom alongside the Lamb? They set the stage for what emerges next. As the millennial kingdom's peace holds, the wolf, identified in Isaiah 65 verse 25 and Luke 10 verse 3 as a symbol of those sent among wolves, emerges as Islam, a force rising in the little season. Ezekiel 22 verse 27 warns of wolves ravening for prey, and Matthew 7 verse 15 of false prophets in sheep's clothing. In this lens, Islam formed as a sect from a branch of Pharisaical teachings led by Muhammad in the 1st century AD, possibly the false prophet of Revelation 13 verse 11, far earlier than the 7th century claimed by mainstream history. This suggests 700 years were added to our chronology, compressing Islam's origins closer to the millennial kingdom's beginning. During the kingdom, with Antichrist spirits bound, Islam and Christianity coexisted peacefully, as the wolf and lamb dwelt together. Yet Zechariah 14, verses 17 through 19, notes that nations refusing worship faced rainless lands, explaining the arid deserts dominating Muslim regions. Like Egypt, still nearly 90% Islamic today. Then, as the 1,000 years expired, the Ottoman Empire rose, conquering Constantinople in 1453, transforming Hagia Sophia into a mosque, a symbolic changing of the guard as Satan's little season began. This date, likely conflated in our rewritten past, marks not a new era, but the wolf's ascent at the millennial kingdom's close, reshaping sacred spaces as the false narrative of the Dark Ages took hold. Anyone else feeling like we're standing at the edge of a forgotten world, unearthing stuff that's been buried for centuries? We've walked through the millennial kingdom's radiant peace, where lambs and wolves stood side by side, only to see those ancient beasts, the wolf of Islam and the lion of Catholicism, rise, twisting temples and thrones into something new. But what say you? Does it feel like that we're on to something? Or are we way out in left field here? Drop it down in the comments. But we're not done yet. Up next, we plunge into the full dawn of the little season, where deceptions tighten their grip and battles ignite, all pointing to grand legacies still hidden in the shadows. So stay with me, as I have a sneaking suspicion that this journey is about to get even wilder. The lion now takes center stage, its roar resounding through the Holy Roman Empire, another overlapping 1,000-year era mislabeled by history as medieval. Daniel's lion with wings plucked aligns with Babylonian roots, as seen in 1 Samuel 5 verses 2's reference to Dagon's temple, its priests' fish-mouth headgear mirrored by popes today. During the millennial kingdom, with Antichrist spirits bound, the Roman Catholic Church held minor sway, its popes leading a clandestine Babylonian religion. Was Charlemagne a historical figure, or simply a tale representing the lion and some of its actions during medieval times, woven into our narrative to obscure the truth? Repeated papal names, John 21 times, Gregory 16, Benedict 15, Clement 14, suggest an artificial extension of time, inflating history to hide the kingdom. As the millennium wanes around 1070 in this adjusted timeline, the stage sets for transformation. Revelation 20 verse 3 had bound Satan in the abyss to prevent deception during the 1,000 years. But now, as Revelation 20 verses 7 through 9 describes, he is released, gathering the nations, Gog and Magog, to battle against the saints and the beloved city, only to be devoured by fire from heaven. Yet, in our standard history, this turning point aligns closer to 1770, as theories of phantom centuries adding 700 years or more, as Daniel 7 verses 25's changing of times forewarns, shift the true end of the kingdom forward, masking its legacy in a deceptive little season. This release fuels the rise. Islam, the wolf, sweeps in from Arabia, conquering Byzantine strongholds and repurposing them. Take Hagia Sophia, once a beacon of holy wisdom built in 537, its domes echoing with millennial praise. Now, in 1453, it falls, its Christian artistry concealed beneath plaster, minarets piercing the sky like victorious spears. In the West, Catholicism, the lion, solidifies its grip. The Vatican, with its grand cathedrals rooted in the kingdom's architecture, incorporates elements like the Egyptian obelisk, symbolizing a blend of pagan and professed faith, shifting from pure millennial rule to hierarchical control. Daniel 7 verse 25 warns of a power that thinks to change times and laws, aligning with these historical rewrites. The Crusades and Inquisitions, rather than spanning centuries, were condensed battles for power post-millennium, stretched across an inflated timeline to obscure the truth. Even writings of the early church fathers, edited by figures like Alexander Roberts and Philip Schaff, bear marks of this deception, slanting sacred history to fit a Catholic narrative. These distortions, both in doctrine, time, and architectural, wove a fog over the past, hiding a kingdom where saints ruled in glory. Yet grand structures worldwide, from Jerusalem's domes to Europe's basilicas, stand as silent witnesses, their craftsmanship defying the Dark Ages label, hinting at a reign deliberately concealed. But no story lacks its challengers, and this one is no exception. Skeptics often step forward, dismissing these interpretations as mere coincidences or overreaches, viewing the rise of Islam and Catholicism simply as natural historical evolutions, driven by politics, culture, and human ambition, rather than prophetic fulfillments. They argue that empires rise and fall through worldly mechanisms without needing a layer of eschatological symbolism to explain them. Preterists, for instance, anchor everything firmly in the distant past, interpreting Revelation's beasts and judgments as events confined to the first century, perhaps the fall of Jerusalem in 70 AD or the decline of Nero's Rome, leaving no room for a literal millennium or a subsequent little season playing out in later history. Futurists push the entire narrative ahead into unseen tomorrow, projecting the wolf, lion, and deceptions onto a coming global tribulation, often ignoring the urgent language in Revelation like, "The time is at hand," or "things which must shortly come to pass," which suggest a near fulfillment to the original audience. Yet this little season framework acts as a bridge, weaving these perspectives together by placing the judgments as imminent in the first century, the millennium as a hidden literal period, and the little season as our current deceptive era. It connects the dots through tangible evidence, architectural remnants scattered worldwide, grand cathedrals and palaces that defy the Dark Ages label of stagnation, their advanced designs hinting at millennial ingenuity now co-opted and obscured. Doctrinal alignments add weight, with shifts in religious authority mirroring the prophesied man of sin and false prophets, their claims giving credence to the beast's prolonged influence. Even as history's fog thickens, these clues remain, urging a reevaluation. Ecclesiastes 1 verse 11 captures this perfectly. There is no remembrance of former things, neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after, explaining the deliberate or divine obscurity over past eras. Yet the stones and scriptures themselves endure as silent witnesses, prompting us to question official narratives, seek deeper connections, and discern the patterns that point toward a concealed truth waiting to be dug up and uncovered. We've just journeyed through Islam as the wolf and Catholicism as the lion in Little Season Eschatology, from the millennial kingdom's peace to their deceptive rise. This theory certainly reframes what most of us, or at least what I had been taught, as history. But how about you? Where do you all land on this? Also, what are your thoughts on Charlemagne? Was he real or just a figure crafted to boost the Catholic Church's power? Remember, I'm simply exploring alongside with you, not saying or claiming that I have all the answers, but there's definitely plenty to speculate on, that's for sure. What are your guys' thoughts? Please share them down below in the comments. And if you found this interesting, please throw me a like. And if I've earned it, hit subscribe for further edge explorations. Also, stay tuned for part 6. It's gonna be a banger, as the younger generation likes to say these days. I'm just a regular guy, not AI, chasing the unknown and bringing it to you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.